crafty people. Happy Friday and welcome to Flosstube. My name is Jessie and this is Mislaid Pages. I'm so happy to have you here. We're back for another Flosstube, back to talk about some cross-stitchy stuff. My channel in general is about all the crafty things I do, but on Fridays we have Flosstube. On Fridays we cross-stitch. So welcome to today's video and welcome to my channel if you're brand new here. Yeah, so let's get into it. I'm going to talk about a thing real quick because it's on my brain and I won't be able to move forward. But I'm sure by now everybody has heard that in the US the CDC has changed the guidance on mask wearing for vaccinated people, and that's great. And because of that, and because of various other evidence-based, medical-based factors, our governor in Virginia, where I live, has decided that in 2 weeks, we're going to be lifting, it sounds like, all of the COVID-19 mitigation measures. To put it succinctly, I have mixed feelings. I have mixed feelings. I want to be excited and super happy that we're returning to some semblance of normal, but I'm nervous. It feels very fast. It feels maybe like it's a little too fast. I'm a little nervous, which I know is probably very silly because I am fully vaccinated. Most everybody I know, my family, everybody is fully vaccinated. So the people that I'm close to, we should all be pretty safe, you know, in the 95 to 99% effective range safe. But the idea of having been in this for over a year now, and then boom, in 2 weeks, we're just done. We're just done. I don't know. So I'm having some feelings. And maybe I shouldn't, I don't know, but I feel like y'all are my people. You might understand where I'm coming from. I don't know. I need to sit with it a little bit. I need to figure it out. So, but that's on top of my mind because I'm filming this video late in the day and that press release literally just came out. So, so there is that. And I'm thirsty. Hold on just a second. So how are y'all? How is your day going? It's been a busy day, so I am like way far behind on all the things that I had planned to do today. I have no idea when this video is going to get uploaded for you to watch because it is so late in the day when I'm even recording it. So it might be tomorrow morning before it actually gets up there. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so I hope you're having a great week. You know, if mitigation measures and restrictions and things are being lifted in your area and you're excited about it, then I feel very happy for you. I'm just very conflicted myself. And I know that some of that is wrapped up in the, will I have to go back and work in the office again? And what does that mean? And yeah, so it's a big old ball of But anyway, so that's the big news this week. I have some new starts for you this week, and I have a finish for you this week. So cross stitching has been pretty exciting this week as well. I don't think I mentioned that Flosstube is for cross stitching. Did I already say that? I don't remember. My brain is very scattered right now. So yeah, but I have some great stuff to show you. I have sort of some plans to talk about, but it's not plans that you didn't know about already. And I have a couple of purchases to share with you. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to start with some happy mail. I got some happy mail, I think right after I filmed last week. So right at the end of April, I want to say it was like April 24th, was Independent Bookstore Day. It was a Saturday. I didn't get a chance to actually go out to any independent bookstores in my area, mostly because I didn't know that any existed until very late in the day. And there are none very close to me. It's at least like a 35 minute drive to any of the independent bookstores. But what I was able to do was actually shop with Nowhere Bookstore on their website. Nowhere Bookstore is Jenny Lawson's bookstore. She opened it, or will be opening it officially, finally. It's in San Antonio. And she did sort of a soft open for Independent Bookstore Day, but she did some incentives and stuff for out-of-state shoppers to shop on her website. So I took advantage of that, especially because one of the potential incentives was to get a copy of this oracle deck that she had created based on her newest book, broken in the best possible way. And I really wanted, you could only get the decks by getting them from an independent bookstore who was giving them away for free on Independent Bookstore Day. But if you ordered from Nowhere Bookshop, there was the possibility that you would get a deck in your package. The other free stuff that you did absolutely get in your package were Nowhere Bookstore stickers and Nowhere Bookstore postcards. So these were some freebies that I got for placing an order, which I was very excited about, especially now that I've actually gotten brave enough to start using stickers on stuff. So I have some Nowhere Bookshop stickers, and the actual order that I placed was for this, Solutions and Other Problems by Ali Brosh. You may recognize, based on the artwork on the cover here, Ali Brosh did the comic strip that became the meme that says all the things. This is the little Ali Brosh character that did that. You might recognize that. So it's more often she is seen in this kind of like pinkish red shirt. So this is actually Ali Brosh's second book. I'm not remembering off the top of my head what the first book is. It probably says somewhere on here. Hyperbole and a Half is the comic strip. That's what I'm thinking of. So Hyperbole and a Half is Ali Brosh's comic strip that has a lot to do with anxiety, dealing with various types of mental illness and neurodivergence and stuff like that. I don't actually have the original book, but I've been told by a couple of people that this is a fantastic book. And I will say, I had no idea it was so big. Look at this. But I had been wanting to get this book, and I knew that I needed to get it in actual physical form, because this is, it is largely comic strip style. So this is almost like a giant graphic novel, and that doesn't really translate well to audiobook. But I'm generally better at like reading graphic novels and comic books than I am at reading regular books these days. So, and as you can see, it's got pictures and stuff. So I ordered this book because I've been looking at it for a while. I'd heard it was a really great book, especially for somebody like me. So, so I did order it, and so that I'm very happy to have received it. But the best thing was that I actually got the Oracle deck. So you can use this. It's not really, it's not exactly like a tarot card deck. It's first and foremost, it doesn't have nearly enough cards. There's only like 20, 25 cards, something like that. This is more like more along the lines of the deck that the latest Kate put out, her Therapy Pets deck. So it's more like an inspirational deck or an introspection deck. I know I've seen this sometimes in New Age shops, in the New Age section at bookstores, where they have these decks that just have images for you to kind of meditate on and stuff like that. So that's that kind of deck. It's got inspirational stuff. It's illustrated by Katie Gamb. And as I said, it's based on Broken in the Best Possible Way. But the most awesome thing about this is just the artwork. So I'll show you a couple of these cards. I'm not going to go through all of them. So they're all based on essays and stories from the book. So here's one of them. I'm trying to hold it so that you can hopefully actually read it. And it says, accidentally making shit awkward is such a familiar and underrated vulnerable accomplishment. Wait, it's such a familiar, vulnerable, and underrated accomplishment, sorry. Yeah, so these all have quotes from, you know, different things that happened, or just imagery. So this is the ladyhood of vampires. You know, so it's just different things that call back to the book. Here is the world, it's been waiting for you. And it's, you know, it's, my brain is very spacey right now. So really, this is, if you've read the book, then this can become a meditation deck, because you just kind of shuffle through, pull a card for the day, think about what that meant what the context of the card means to you, that kind of stuff. But I was just so excited because you can't buy these. They're not available to buy. They're very limited and were only available for free from an independent bookstore. So I was super, super excited. I can't even believe that I actually got one because I just didn't think I was going to get one. So I'm very, very excited. I love these. I might end up, I don't know if I want to laminate them because they're such a nice high quality cardstock already. But yeah, I'm fiddling with them because I'm putting them back in order. But I was very, very excited about that. I was very, very happy. And then the back has the cover of Broken in the best possible way. Now I can't recommend Broken more highly. If you have liked anything by Jenny Lawson, you will love Broken. I don't want to say it's more of the same because that makes it seem like it's trite and not worth reading. It's in the same vein, I guess. So it's new and it's different, and she, there's a different main message from this book than the other books, but it's still vulnerable and funny and sometimes disturbing, and all the different things that I've come to love from Jenny Lawson. So I was very happy about that. I'm also very excited to read this book that weighs a ton. Solutions and other problems. So yeah, that was my happy mail this week. Yeah, so I'm very, very happy about that. And I just wanted to share that with you because I love Jenny Lawson. I love supporting an independent bookstore. Now that I know where the independent bookstores are closer to me, I'll start shopping with them more regularly. But I haven't been buying physical books a lot because I've mostly turned toward audiobooks because it is difficult and time consuming for me to read physical books, not even like to read with my eyes versus listening to a book. Some of that is attention issues. Some of that is, I definitely have developed more of an issue staying focused on the written word in the last year or so. Even really long emails are difficult for me now because my brain and my eyes just kind of want to skip all around and not focus. It's hard for me. So yeah. So I'm mostly doing audiobooks, but there's still a lot of really great stuff about an independent bookstore. So I'm gonna start supporting the ones in this area a little bit more. So there's that. So now let's talk about some cross stitch because I've been watching TV, but I don't have anything in particular to talk about in the TV realm, and I haven't started listening to my Anne McCaffrey books yet. I think probably next week will be the week for that. I'll get more into that when I talk about plans. So let's talk about the finish. So you all might recognize this. So here is my Celtic rainbow design. It looks so good on the camera. Oh my gosh, I love this. So it took longer than I expected it to take, but I got this finished last weekend. And I am so excited to have it finished. You wouldn't think it's only 63 by 63. It's a smallish. It's 63 by 63, but it is full coverage. So we are talking, what did I say, like 4,000 stitches overall. So I did like close to 2,000 stitches last weekend. So, and I kind of was mad at myself because I did all of the color blocking on the inside and then had to go back and do the black all at one shot. And I was kind of mad because if I had worked through the black as I was doing the color, it would have been less boring, but, but I got it done. That's the important part, is I got it done. I got my little signature on there. So this one is done. I didn't bother taking it out of the frame yet. But yeah, it's finished. It's finished. So this is my 5th finish of the year. And I decided to celebrate by starting 2 new things. Finish 1, start 2. That's how it works, right? So, so there is a Whip Go finish. This is the only progress I have on Whip Go so far this month because I have not actually pulled out my Grimm's Fairy Tales to start working on it. At this point, I might actually skip it just because I already put in 1,000 stitches and I had planned on putting in 1,000 stitches for this year. So I may or may not go to it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what whim strikes me as the rest of the month progresses. But yeah, so finish. And that's a pretty aggressive finish. I'm very happy with that one. So after I finished that, and I decided this start, blah 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 blah. This first new start I'm going to show you came about completely randomly and organically. So Sunday I was hanging out in Michelle G's live D-stash, Bendy Stitchy. So I was over there, and there were, we were just talking about random stuff, and somebody mentioned Smol Birbs. I don't remember how it came up, whether Michelle was talking about the pattern or what it was. Somebody mentioned Smol Birbs, and I was like, oh my gosh, Smol Birbs. So Smol Birbs is it is a chart by Tracy Horner of Ink Circles, and I've been in love with it since she released it because it's called Smol Birbs, SMOLBIRBS, Smol Birbs. And I'm a huge fan of calling birds Birbs, so that's part of it, but also small is, yeah, so it's a whole thing. So anyway, somebody mentioned it, and Michelle was like, oh yeah, I love that chart. And I was like, I love that chart too. I have that chart. And she's like, we should sell it. When should we sell it? And several of us were like, now. And so, so the next thing I know, we've all decided that Smol Birbs Sal was to start on Monday. So I picked out my flosses, I picked out my fabric, and I started it first thing on, well, not first thing, but I started it on Monday. So here is Smol Birbs, or my start of Smol Birbs. This is actually, I don't know if you can tell, this is actually 3 different colors. And I don't have my flosses handy. I did post a picture of this up on Instagram, so I'll see if I can snag that picture, and okay, so I'll sit this over here so you can see what I've started on, and I'll put the Instagram photo here so you can see the chart and the flosses. But yeah, here's my meager start. So this is, I want to say 200 stitches, 100 or 200 stitches. So I did that on Monday. And I do need to at least finish this one flower before I sit it down for however long it's going to be, because it's kind of bugging me that this one flower is not, it's just kind of hanging out without its petals. But hopefully you can see that. I thought that this teal color and this lighter teal were going to be more significantly differentiated, but they're looking a little too close for my taste. Even so, I'm going to go with it. I've picked my colors. I'm going to go with it. So yeah. So that is my Smol Birbs start. And then, and I didn't even know that I was, I didn't even realize that I was actually getting ready to join another Sal, but I did. So I think also on Saturday was the first time I heard about it, but actually let me hold this down here while I'm talking to you about it. Saturday was the first time I heard about it, again from Michelle, but a friend of hers, I want to say her Insta name is Neko Detka, I think, is doing a birthday Sal, and her birthday Sal is hashtag #CrossStitchBDSM. Now, if you're like me, you associate certain words with the acronym BDSM, but what this particular Sal actually means, it's completely safe for work, trust me. So what this BDSM in this case means is blends don't scare me, or I'm looking at my notes. Blends don't scare me, or backstitch doesn't scare me. So cross stitch BDSM, cross stitch blends don't scare me, and cross stitch backstitch doesn't scare me. So it's an opportunity to pull out those charts that we call like Russian artist charts, where there's a ton of blended colors to create a lot of effects. They have a sort of watercolor appearance, and there's tons and tons of backstitching to create the definition around the piece. Some really great examples of this are pretty much anything from Little House in the Attic. So Yoga Corns is definitely a cross-stitch BDSM piece, but it turns out that the piece I had already planned on starting this month, my irises from Smart Cross Stitch, is also a cross-stitch BDSM piece. So without knowing it, I joined in on the Sal. So here's my start on irises. There are a couple of blends. It's not real blendy. I think there's 2 or 3 blends throughout the entire piece, but there's a ton of backstitching that will happen over top of it. And you can kind of see that this doesn't look like anything yet. And even once I get all the colors in there, it's going to be a while before it looks like anything, because it's going to need the back stitching to create those lines and that artistic appearance. So it's going to look like a watercolor with sketching over it when it's finished. But as it turns out, this is the perfect start for cross stitch BDSM, hashtag cross stitch BDSM. So I joined two sals without meaning to this week. But I'm so excited for this one, and I've so enjoyed it. This fabric, actually I should tell you about fabric, shouldn't I? So I'm using the called for DMC on this. This is just regular DMC floss. This fabric, I don't know if y'all recognize it, but this is my latest monthly fabric club from Fortnite Fabrics. So this is Valet. It's a piece of 32 count even weave. It's feeling like Lugana to me. And I think it's gorgeous. It's got a little bit of sparkle. I don't know if the camera's really picking that out, but it's, I've decided to, if you notice that I'm not completely centered with the fabric, it's because there was this great open spot where it was mostly white. So I wanted the bulk of the design to go into this open spot here that's really pale, so that when I frame it, I can have lots of this colorful modeling in the frame where you can see it. So that was my thinking for that. So that's a piece of Fortnite fabric. I am super happy with this fabric. It's nice and taut in the hoop here, and it's been, even though it's a 32 count Lugana, I'm not having as much trouble with the two strands as I usually do with Lugana. So that is Irises by Smart Cross Stitch. This fabric is also a shiny fabric. I didn't realize that. Suddenly I'm just doing all shiny fabric. I'm doing opalescent. This is also a piece of, this may actually be 28 count, because I'm having no trouble at all with the two strands over two squares here. I'm pretty sure that this is a Mystic fabric. I think this came out of a grab bag that I got from her, the most recent grab bag that I got from her. I got two of those, and each one came with what looks to be about a fat eighth's worth of this particular dye color, which is coming off more of like a cream color, but it has some pinky tinge to it in person. So those are those fabrics. So that's what I've been working on this week. I'm actually going to be working on, not this one, I'm actually going to be working on my irises some more tonight, as soon as I get this video locked and loaded and up and up for everybody to see. So so that's my plan for this evening. Other plans that I have for this month, I may or may not work on Grimm's Fairy Tales. I'm not going to stress about it, because I think I stuck the magnets together. Oh no. Eek. Okay. I'll fix it later. I stuck the magnets together. Don't stick the needle minders together. So I may or may not work on Grimm's Fairy Tales this month. I'm not going to stress about it. If I feel called to do it, I will, but I've already put in as much work as I had challenged myself to do for the year. So, and I can always go back to it later in the year as well. So if I feel like doing it, I will. If I don't feel like doing it, I'm not going to stress. What I do hope to finish, or to start sometime before the end of the month, is Long I Have Waited. Now, this is me acting like a cheaty McCheater face, because I have this beautiful printed book of the chart, but I'm actually going to be doing it on Pattern Keeper. But Pattern Keeper is hard to show you when I'm talking on a video, whereas this beautiful book I can show you. So last weekend or early this week, it feels like it's been the longest week ever. It feels like it's been about 2 weeks since I did a video. I talked about getting the flosses for this and for irises. I did go ahead and I ended up inadvertently kitting this whole thing. So what had happened was, I was going to get the flosses for all the flosses that I needed for irises anyway. I went through my stash, and I pulled probably 2/3 of the floss that I needed for irises, and then I had way more of the floss that I needed for Long I Have Waited than I thought I was going to have to. So there aren't most of the colors in this. You actually only need one skein. which surprised the heck out of me, to be honest. But I guess it's because it's a mini. So when you're doing a mini, you don't need 5 skeins of any particular color. And evidently there's enough confetti and stuff. There's only, I don't know, there's maybe 5 or 6 colors that actually require more than 1 skein. So it turned out, once I went through all my stash and pulled everything that I had between this chart and Iris's, I only needed about 50 skeins of DMC. Now 50 sounds like a lot, but I had a coupon. I had a coupon, and my whole thing was, you know what, if I'm gonna get 15 skeins, if I'm gonna get 25 skeins, I might as well just get them all. Let's just get them all at one shot. For a wonder, Michaels actually had all but 1 color. 53 skeins of floss, and I only missed 1 color from Michaels. I don't know when the last time that was. So I ran over to Joann's and I got the last 2 skeins from Joann's. So, because at that point I was like, I have to have all of them. I have to have all of them. I've gone to this much trouble. I have to have all of them now. So, so Long I Have Waited is fully kitted. My beautiful dragon is fully kitted now. I have my 25 count gridded Lugana. I am ready to go. I just need to figure out which frame I'm going to put this in to work on it. So yeah, so I'm hoping to start that before the end of May. And I still have 2 weeks, because today's only the 14th. So I still got a good amount of time. Maybe I'll make this my birthday start, but my birthday's on a Tuesday. Yeah, I don't know if I'll end up starting anything on a Tuesday. Anyway, I'm going to start it before the end of the month. And also, I know I had said at one point I was going to do monogame, hashtag monogame. I've now decided that I have to have my own edited hashtag that is not so monogame, because I have not done anything monogamously in the cross stitch sense this month at all. I've finished things, I've started new things, I've kitted other things. So yeah, there's no such thing as monogamous in May. But yeah, it's also not mayhem, because I'm only going to do this is the last start that I have planned. I shouldn't say I can't see myself starting anything else. I don't foresee myself starting anything else new this month. Not unless I get some kind of wild hair and I finish at least one new thing, or I start and finish something. That would be a thing, because I'm kind of in this place mentally now where it's like, if I finish a thing, I can start a thing. So, you know, I've done 5 finishes so far for 2021. So, and I've only added like 2 new or maybe 3 new net pieces. So yeah, I'm trying to keep the total number of whips about the same. So as long as I can do that, then we'll, like, my brain is happy, I guess. So yeah, so no other planned new starts at this point. For May. I am planning on doing Relentless next month. So I'll have to figure out what I'm going to finish next month, because Relentless is going to be too big to finish. I think that piece is, I want to say it's 100 stitches square, maybe 120 stitches square. So that's not going to be a June finish in any way, shape, or form. I think it requires like 3 or 4 skeins of 310. It's a lot. What I am considering doing is actually converting the DMC to dinky dyes and doing it in rainbow silks. We'll see. We'll see. It only requires like 7 colors. So that doesn't seem like too difficult to conversion. So especially if I start with the Twisted Rainbow pack and I match up the DMCs to the colors from the Twisted Rainbow pack from Dinky Dyes, then yeah. So I'll keep you up to date on that. But yeah, so this is my last May start. What is the word I want? So my whole point in this was to start this in May, in support of, in homage to hashtag Moretta May. So this is my Moretta May. I'll be starting that at some point. So those are all the plans, those are all the whips, those are all the, that's all the everything. So let's talk about some purchases. I have some really fun purchases. So first and foremost, it's been a while since I purchased from Dying for Cross Stitch, but y'all know how much I love Dying for Cross Stitch. Kathy Davidson at Dying for Cross Stitch, and she switched up the way that she does her Silk of the Month, or like Thread of the Month and Fabric of the Month now. So she'll have a standard, not a standard, she'll have a particular color or colorway that will be available at a discount for the entirety of the month. And that will be the color of the month, or the colorways of the month. And so I decided to jump on it because now she's doing a color pack for cotton flosses and for silk flosses instead of just, you know, a particular, like a single color. Actually, I don't think she was doing a color of the month for flosses and silks. She was doing whatever colorways she was working on, and then there was a fabric that was a color of the month. But so she switched it up. You need to check out her site because I'm not describing this well. The point was she's doing a pack of flosses and a pack of silks every month now, and I'm all about the, you know, random colorways and stuff like that. Y'all know me. So I had to get the May silk pack. Look at these colors. Oh, these colors are gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I'm not going to take them out of the pack because I'm not feeling like putting in that much work right now. But they are fantabulous. And Kathy's silks are very, very high quality. I love them. So this is the May colorway, or set of colorways. This is still available as far as I know, and she is offering like a 10 or 15% discount on the flosses of the month, the silk of the month, and the fabric of the month. I also purchased fabric. My fabric is not actually the fabric of the month. I went looking at what she had for 32 count even weaves, and I fell in love with this particular ice dye because she is the queen of ice dye. And it's been so long since I've purchased any ice dye from her. I had to get this. It's gorgeous, so gorgeous. So let me just show you this fabulousness. Hopefully you can hear me. Look, 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 look. It's purple and it's blue. It's indigo. It's a little pink. It's all the colors. It's all the fabulousness. And it's got all the beautiful pooling and marbling that you get from ice dyeing, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic. Totally worth the splurge. Kathy's fabrics always are, but I'm especially fond of her ice dye fabrics because I don't know exactly what her particular technique is, but she's got it going on, y'all. It's my favorite, and I love the fact that she's doing that she's just listing her fabrics on her website now instead of doing the whole thing on her Facebook page where you have to fight for the stuff that you want and all that sort of stuff. A lot of people really enjoy that kind of purchasing. So Misty of Mystic Fabric still does that. I think she's down to more like once a month. I haven't really been paying a lot of attention, but she's doing hers on Sundays now. Brandy's still doing Friday Fight Night when she's able to. Pardon me, I'm just trying to close this back up. So a lot of people really enjoy that kind of thing where the dyer posts the stuff and everybody has to me please as quickly as possible to get the fabrics and the flosses and stuff that they want. And it's great if that's your bag. For me, it's anxiety producing and frustrating, and I just don't really enjoy the whole thing. It's the same reason I don't shop on eBay. I don't bid on things because I don't want to fight for what I'm trying to purchase. I want you to tell me that this is available and tell me how much you want for it, and then I will purchase it or I will not purchase it. I don't even like bargaining and haggling. I'm not a flea market person either. I just tell me how much it is and I will pay you. Like that's all I want to do. So now that Kathy is just listing what she has available or what she's putting up for pre-order on the website, and I can leisurely go through and calmly go through and pick out exactly what I want, and then be done instead of just buying things because I have the option or I hit it first, so now I'm going to get this, because I purchased so much floss and so many fabrics just because I was able to me please it first, and then later I'm like, if I had had time to think about it, I don't know that I would have purchased this. So you're probably going to see all that in an upcoming D-stash. I'm still trying to decide on a date for the D-stash. It's going to be either next weekend or the weekend after, just FYI. I'm trying to make sure that I don't do my D-stash against somebody else's something. Now, it's impossible to completely avoid scheduling against everybody's everything, and I understand that, but I want to make sure at the very least that I'm not going up against the D-Stash or anything like, or live streams of a couple of folks that I follow, because I would like to be in their live streams. So, and I would like for them to be able to be in mine. So, so like I said, next weekend or the weekend after. And part of that too is because Adam will be working the next 2 weekends. So it makes it easier for me to coordinate these things and feel like I'm completely available for as long as I need to be available. I also need time to finish going through all of my stuff to see what I'm really looking to de-stash. I have some yarn stuff already picked out. I have a few cross-stitch items already picked out, but I really need to go through flosses and fabrics and things like that. I have a feeling that there's a lot that I can let y'all have access to. I just need to actually take the time to do it. So yeah, so all of that was to say that I'm really fond of dyers who allow me to just purchase on their website now, because I make much smarter and more frugal decisions that way. I don't get caught up in that rush or get anxious because I'm waiting for stuff to show up. So anyway, but yeah, look for D-Stash. D-Stash will be coming very soon. Let's see, other purchases I've made. I'm very, very excited about this purchase. So I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with this particular cross-stitching tool. So this is a DMC color card, but this is not just the color card. This is the color card that has all of the actual floss. So I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that, but these are not printed colors. These are not printed color blocks. These are actual threads that have been glued onto the board so that you can see the real, true, actual color of every single DMC option, every single one. And this really is this is the updated version. It has all of the new, I think the 35 new colors of DMC, and it's got some in the back here. It has the Moline Special 25, so you can see the texture of that. It's also got the different weights of cotton pearl. Of course, I'm looking at it and not showing it to you. So this card, yeah, this one right here. So the different weights of the cotton pearl, as well as the 25, the Moline 25 Special. It's got all the different things. And the reason that I am so jazzed about, ooh, I forgot, I didn't even know this flap was here. So it's got even more. It's also got the metallics, it's got the fluorescence, it's got all the things. And it has, as I said, the actual threads. And this is great, especially for these variegated and multicolored flosses, because you can actually see the full color range and the color changes and stuff like that, which is phenomenal. So I've been wanting one of these for a long time, and I hadn't been able to find one. They keep going out of stock. And lo and behold, I was recently on Instagram, as I am a lot of the time, and I happened to catch a post from Caroline at Off the Grid Needle Arts. And I can't remember whether it was on her Evertote account or whether it was on the Off the Grid account. Regardless, I saw a post where she said she had these in stock, and she's like, and these are the ones with the actual floss. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get it. And she said, these are the last ones I'm going to have until June or July or something like that. She had 18 in stock. I immediately went to the Evertote webpage and I immediately purchased one because I have desperately wanted and needed one of these, especially because this is fantastic if you need to do color conversions, or if you know that something calls for a particular color of DMC, but you don't have that one and you want to see what's going to be the closest to it. So, and you can tell that this is organized not by number, but by color. So you can see that all the similar color shades and everything are together. So you can easily see, you know, if I have 3746 and I want something that's several shades lighter or several shades darker, I can look here and see that very easily. I can also take my Dinky Dye flosses and put them right next to the color that I'm trying to match. So yeah, I'm so excited. I'm such a dork, but I'm so excited, so excited. So yeah, I have to thank Caroline over and over and over, because I didn't know when or if I was ever going to be able to get one of these that actually has the floss in it. I've seen several stores have them with just the printed colors, and that's not it's better than nothing, but it's not enough if you're really trying to color match. So I'm so excited, so excited. And last but not least, I just found out about this really awesome silk dyer. I had been hearing about her on Bendy Stitchy for a little while. The shop is called Almond MNMs. I'll try to remember to put a link down here because, oh my gosh. Yeah, so Michelle was talking about it, talking about Almond M&Ms on Saturday. In fact, I think she's using some of these silks for her Smol Birbs, and I'm trying to remember the dyer's name. I'm not gonna try it because I don't want to say it poorly or say the wrong name. But Almond M&Ms is the shop. Anyway, she was talking about the silks, talking about the dyer silks, and she was showing them, and they're so gorgeous and so beautiful. So I had to go, and I immediately purchased. I immediately purchased some of these silks, and I love the way Michelle describes these. So let me just dump these out and show them. So this is how they come, and I have these. This is the May 12 pack, and I'm just going to show you as many as I can hold at one time, which is not very many. But there are 12 total colors. So this is how they come in these little tiny, Michelle calls them nuggets. They're silk nuggets, which is just the cutest thing to me. So they come in these little tiny packages of fantasticness. So yeah, let me, yeah, Almond M&Ms. Like M&Ms, like the candy. But yeah, they're just so, they're so cute. And there's 12 of them, so there's all these tiny little I'm gonna try to hold them up so you can see them. Look at the tiny colors. They're so cute. All the tiny colors. So yeah. What I might do is, if I have time, I'll put in a picture from her website of what these colors look like. But let's go through them real quick because they all have different names. And my eyes are already tired, so reading them could be difficult. I don't have my reading glasses on. So this is dried rosemary. I put my hand up behind them. The color balance is really going haywire today. So that's dried rosemary. This is a variegated pink, and it is called some geranium rose. Okay. By the end of the day anymore, I just cannot, I can't read because my eyes are so tired. This is Lily of the Valley. So this is a coordinating pale pink. I'm definitely going to have to put a picture of these in here for you because they're not showing very well on camera. This is Periwinkle Peony. A nice pale blue. Almost a robin's egg. This is the yellow I showed you in the first place. This is Buttercup. And this is a more golden color. This is Birds of Paradise. And this is a mintier green. This is called Seaweed. This is a nice natural color, Orchid. So a white, sort of off-white. And this is a nice pink red, pinky red, Anthurium Fire. So yeah, this Anthurium are those, they're the flowers with the really large stamen in the center. I don't know how to say it in a family-friendly way. My mom had a name for them that I'm not going to say on the channel. But they have these really big, like, single petals around the outside that look almost like lily pads. They're really thick, sort of petals, not like a rose petal, but much thicker, almost like a lily pad, like a leaf more than a petal. And they're usually bright red, and then they have, I think the stamen is the appropriate term. It's usually kind of yellowy orange, sticks right out of the center. And my mom had a special name for them. But yeah, Anthurium Fire, beautiful. This one, Lilac. This is a gorgeous color. I love that color. Lilac. And Wild Hibiscus. So this is sort of a mauve, a browny purple kind of color. And last but not least, this might be my favorite next to that purple, agave nectar. So this is sort of a tealy green kind of color. Love it. So yeah, so I have all my little floss nuggets. I just love it. I love calling them floss nuggets. So there are the, I can't hold them for the camera. So there are the floss nuggets. I'll try to put in a better picture so you can see. And I also try to remember to link Almond M&Ms down below because she's totally worth checking out. I think she's based in New York. I think that the package came from the Bronx, so I got it very, very quickly because I just ordered last Sunday, and they just arrived today. So that was pretty fast. So yeah, what was I gonna say? That you should definitely check her out. You can buy not only that May 12 pack. I got that because I like to get a lot of colors at once instead of trying to pick individual ones. But she's got some fantastic variegated colors and colorways that you should absolutely check out. Some gorgeous color combinations and stuff like that. So definitely check it out. So yeah, that's what I have for you today. That's all of my purchases, all of the plans, all of the everything. I'm going to go ahead and get going now because I'm tired and I just want to stitch. It's been a long day. I'm stressed out. I don't know if you can tell, but it's really hot in here. So my cheeks are a little bit red. So anyway, that's it for me today. I hope you're having a great week or have had a great week. I hope you are going to have a great weekend. If you're not having a great time, know that my heart is with you. I care about you and I hope things get better for you. And in the meantime, you know, I always say, remember to drink your water and stay hydrated. Remember to take all of the meds that you need to take. And remember that you are enough. I love you all and I'll see you next time. Bye.